Guys, the Church of Kendo is now in session, and the DMZ Pro himself, the master of the tips and tricks, the solo guides, is going to be talking about the fastest way to go into a solo DMZ raid and loot, as well as the ultimate solo guide. All I ask for is, if this video was informative at all, is to subscribe to the channel and like this video. Let's shoot for 25 likes. We're on the road to 60,000 subscribers. So before you load into the game, the #1 priority is to figure out what your mission is. Do you want to finish missions? Do you want to loot? Like, what's the goal? For me, the goal was to load in with nothing, get a 3-plate armor vest, get a large backpack, and get a self-res and get out of there. So that was my goal. Once I hit that goal, I'm going to exfil. Another solo tip that I'm going to give you guys is to open up your minimap and mark the locations that you think players are going to spawn. I marked on the minimap that I know players are going to spawn because I've played this game multiple times and I know where they're going to spawn. You can see from the B-roll as well, I spawned in with nothing, so I kill a couple of guards and I take their weapons. Then obviously you see I ended up looting underneath airport. Airport, in my opinion, is the best area to spawn in the game, mainly because it's isolated. A lot of people end up coming here mid-game, you'll see in a second, but you end up getting a lot of loot for essentially just maybe 20 to 30 guards. They are heavily armed, so when you spawn in with nothing, it is hard, like you can see, but I'm solo and I'm pretty good at the game. As you can see, when I spawned in with nothing, I didn't go guns blazing. I killed one guy, picked him off, and then killed another, and then looted, right? So now I have a 2-plate armor vest. Now this is specifically if you're not doing missions when you drop in butt naked, but the goal is to have 3 things by the time you exfil. That's a large backpack, 3 armor plate vest, and a self-res, because those can come with you for the next raid. I do want to mention one thing when you're playing solo and you're at a named area. Make sure you go on the outskirts first and then go in. Don't just rush in, especially if you don't have a self-res. So you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just clearing room by room. Once you kind of loot the outside and you end up having enough armor plates and you feel confident, then you can start going in and deeper into the area. Now this is just specifically airport. This can be any named area, but there's a lot of armored bots. Just loot as much as possible. Like I mentioned, loot every single room, go room by room, because you are solo. Now there's 2 ways you can play this now that you're medium-sized looted. One is either look and loot, and then after you loot all your stuff, go to the buy station and sell everything and then have the cash on you. You can either buy stuff on the buy station or you can exfil with that cash to lower your weapon cooldowns. It all depends on what you want to do. Now for me, this is what I did. I ended up noticing that there were players getting shot at over here, and I said, you know what, I'm going to go towards these players and I'm going to try to kill them. Now I made this sneaky deaky like. Now looking at this video and showing you guys back, I end up killing 4 players here. I thought it was a 3-man team, but this guy was solo. So you can see this guy's also doing what I'm doing, and he's solo, and he's like, I'm going to kill these 3 guys with their pants down. This guy was just on the outskirts of them, and he was looting like I was, and he wasn't a part of this team. So I kill this guy, and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to armor up, because I thought that he had players around him that were his teammates. Turns out he was actually solo, because once I kill this guy, he had a self-res. I kill him, and he ends up leaving the game right away. You can see on the left-hand side of the screen that he ends up leaving. Another major tip I want to give you guys, especially if you're solo, do not get caught with your pants down around somebody's backpack. What I end up doing is I just take his 3-plate, because it's 3-plate and I have 1 armor plate, so I'm like, all right, perfect, I'll have a 3-plate on me, which will end up protecting me more. So then once I take that 3-plate, I don't put the armor right away, right? I look around, I close the door, I try to close the door, and I notice that they're drilling the safe. So I'm like, okay, so the safe is on the left-hand side of the mini-map, so I'm playing it really smart and safe. I'm like, okay, this is perfect, I'll sit around here, they're drilling the safe, they don't even know I'm here. Another tip for the solo guide is use the AI to your advantage. Players, you can see that all these people are kind of confused, they don't know what's happening, and one of the guys ends up running out because he doesn't know what's happening. He unfortunately gets caught with his pants down, and I kill him. I kill him with the guy that I killed's weapon. I'm going to keep stressing this. If you are solo, do not loot somebody if it is not secured. This is not a secured location, mainly because I only killed 2 people. Usually there's either 1 player or 3 players, because either people play solo or they play with a full 3-man squad. So I'm like, okay, this is perfect. I aim down, and this guy was camping that side. I look to my left, look to my right, I don't rush it, and I kill this guy and down him. The reason why I've been stressing not looting if you're solo for this ultimate guide is because, as you can see, I almost get caught with my pants down looting and almost die right here. Now try not to panic if you're a 1v1 or 1v2 situation. Play it smart and just aim down sights. They'll eventually outplay themselves, like you can see right here, and he rushes and he ends up getting down and killed. Now, hopefully, if you're doing this solo, you finally killed the entire team and you can loot. If not, then you're probably dead. But as you can see, I end up killing him, and I take his self-res that he has, and I take all of his cash. Now, you think that it's over, but the hard part is just beginning. Now you have to exfil with everything. The easier part was having nothing and dying because you could just restart. So the goal is here to look at your 3 exfil locations and figure out which one. Now, also be adaptable. If you're playing solo, it's a lot easier to be adaptable because you don't have to wait for your other players to get to the exfils. Now, unfortunately, you can see that there are 2 exfils that I wanted to go to that were closer to me, but they ended up having players near them. Why do they have players near them? 1, there was a counter UAV on top of one of them, so I knew that the exfil site wasn't available. And 2, there was a SAM site that was controlled from the second exfil, so I knew that those players were going to be near there. So I ended up making a detour to Al Mazrah City. I ended up grabbing the Hummer because it's the best vehicle in the game in my opinion. It's pretty durable and it's the fastest, and it ended up going to the third location for the exfil. Now another tip I'm going to give you guys, especially if you're solo, when you hit the exfil button, get out of your vehicle for 2 seconds, hit the exfil, and get back in your vehicle and drive away. Drive away as far as possible that you can still see the exfil, and then wait for that plane or helicopter to land. Once that helicopter lands, you'll have 30 seconds. Don't wait there for 30 seconds and wait for the helicopter. Get out of the way, drive straight to the helicopter, and get in right away. Don't wait, just get straight in once it lands, because you don't want to wait around the area and then get straight into the helicopter once you see it drop onto the floor. So hopefully this video did help you out. If it did, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. My name's Kando. I absolutely love you guys. Thank you for the constant support on the channel. You guys have been supporting me with DMZ content. You guys have been killing the views as well. I've been getting like 1,000 views a video and over 25 likes. So thank you guys so much for watching. My name's Kando. I love you guys, and I'm out. Peace.